for the free gift.
No.
Is that a silly question or what? Come on over, folks.
Go ahead, I'm good.
All right. We need to get everybody right down here in front of this little blue stand. If you got a cart, kind of scoot it on off over to the side. And what we need to do, Sam's Club wants people down here in front of the stand, but if you got a cart, scoot it on off over to the side. Ladies, if you got purses, pick the purses up. Come on down, guys. Everybody's got to be able to touch that little blue cloth. Let's have some serious blue cloth touching. All right, come on in, guys. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. It's been at least 65 years since I've tried to bite somebody. Come on in, guys. All right. Who does not have one of these little blue tickets?
I don't.
You, where have you been hiding? There you go. All right. Reason for these blue tickets. Come on down here, miss. I got to get you a blue ticket. Reason for these tickets is this helps me keep track of the number of free gifts that I'm giving away. And also, folks, it lets me know that you were here from the very beginning of the presentation. And, of course, that's real important. So now, who needs a little blue ticket? Come on in, guys. Come on in here a little bit closer. Don't worry, I won't hurt you. All right, you got a cart, scooted on off over to the side. That's a fire department regulation. If there's ever a fire in here, I got to be the first one out. I can't be hopping over a bunch of these carts. All right, everybody move on in. Come on in, guys. Come on. Come on. All right, come on, sir. Come on, I won't hurt you. All right. Now, this man is doing some blue cloth touching. All right, good. Everybody have a little blue ticket. All right, folks, leave us go ahead and begin. And now, folks, this is what we're going to be giving away. It is a forged and tempered surgical steel paring knife. It's a $5 value. It's under warranty for 5 years. Guys, do not let that small size fool you. This is one seriously sharp little knife. It's just like having a razor blade on a stick. So you folks are all going to have to do me a great big favor. When I start passing out these free gifts, you all must promise me that you will keep them in this box until you get home, because I just cannot have you running through Sam's Club waving around a bunch of these sharp little knives. Guys, what is the very best thing about this extremely sharp little knife? It's free! All right. All right. Guys, how many of you are going to give me a great big smile and say thank you when I hand you out those free gifts? Oh, good. Oh, we've got a friendly little crew here today. And folks, I'm going to share something with you. If there is one thing I do not like to do, it's give out paring knives to people who are not being friendly. So, as long as everybody here is real friendly, what I'm going to do, I'm going to rush right through this presentation. I'm going to get you your free gifts, get you back to shopping real quick. Guys, this is the gourmet knife. This knife will never go dull. It is the only knife in America that will make that guarantee and back it up in writing. Folks, this is a written statement. And it simply says that this knife will never bend, it will never break, it will never ever go dull. And if it does, we're going to give you brand new knives unconditionally, even if it is your fault. No questions asked. Forever. Folks, how many of you think forever is a pretty good guarantee? How many of you would like to have that guarantee on the vehicle that you drove in here today? All right. Look, guys, I know that every single one of you already has a ton of knives. How many of you got a knife in the kitchen that looks like this? What's the very first thing that goes wrong with a knife like this? Goes dull. Average household in America has between 4 and 26 dull knives in the kitchen. Quick show of hands. How many of you guys have got some dull knives rattling around in the kitchen? All right, I knew it. What is the next thing that goes wrong with a knife like this? Handle problems. The handle starts to come loose. You develop cracks and crevices all up and down that handle. But folks, most especially, right there where the blade joins the handle, and folks, what gets up in there? Food. And if you've got food up in your knife, you can bet you that you have got germs and bacteria and some bad, nasty, evil stuff. Folks, the gourmet knife, one solid piece of 410 grade surgical stainless steel from tip to tip. That handle is solid because the blade and the handle are all one piece, and you will never get germs or bacteria creeping up into this knife and coming back to make you or your family sick. Folks, how many of you have ever tried to slice a tomato with a dull knife? What happens? Yeah, it squashes, it squishes, it squirts seeds all over you. Folks, the gourmet knife, razor sharp, it never needs sharpening. Take a look at this, guys. It's the weight of the knife itself that does all the work. So all I'm doing is I'm dragging that knife right across the face of that tomato, and I'm getting beautiful, clean slices every time, just as thick or as thin as I want them to be. Folks, how many of you have ever tried to cut fresh bread with a dull knife? What happens? You got about the same result as you got with that tomato, right? Except it doesn't squirt any seeds yet. Now, folks, you can buy a pretty good bread knife. You want to lay out 25 or 30 bucks. Now you got a knife that does one thing. It cuts bread. The gourmet knife is the finest bread knife you will ever own, but this knife was actually made for meat. It's a carving knife and a slicing knife as well, and it's got a little fork tip right here at the end. What you do is you slice your meat, you pick it up, you dip it in gravy or sauce, you pop it right out on the plate. Folks, this is an excellent knife to have out at the barbecue. It's 3 knives in one. It is a fabulous carving knife, wonderful bread knife, fantastic slicer all at the same time. Everybody move in a little bit closer. I've got something really spectacular to show you. And folks, I want everybody up close, because if I were doing this on television, each and every one of you would swear that what I was doing had something to do with trick photography. Now, a few years ago, there was a guy who used to come on TV. He would dress himself up like a Japanese sushi chef, and he would cut beer cans in half with a knife. Anybody remember those old two knife pads? Folks, I don't play around with tin cans. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right into the head of that hammer. And I'm going to do it with this carving knife. Sir, are you familiar with that instrument?
Oh, yeah.
Will you verify to everybody here that that is indeed a real steel hammer?
Well, I can't verify. I can't verify the steel hammer, but it is a metal hammer.
Close enough. Guys, let's have a round of applause for our very thorough hammer expert here. All right, guys, watch closely, but do not attempt this at home with one of your own carving knives unless you're ready to turn it into a big old butter knife. Folks, take a look at this. Oh, folks, listen to that. I am cutting right into the head of a hammer, and I'm doing it not to show you that this knife will cut steel, because after all, folks, I'm not in the hacksaw business. This is a carving knife. I'm showing you that no matter what I do to this knife, no matter what kind of stress I put it under, folks, it will never, ever go dull. And if it does, we're going to give you brand new knives. We're going to give them to you absolutely free. We're not going to ask you a single question. And folks, that guarantee is in effect forever. Guys, take a look at this. This is why I wanted everybody to come closer. Can you all see the flakes on that paper towel? Can all of you see the flakes on my finger? Folks, every bit of that is coming from the hammer, not the knife. And the amazing thing is not that I got a knife that'll cut steel. The amazing thing, folks, is that when I cut steel with this knife, it's still sharp. Sir, would you take a look at that blade? And would you tell me if you see any kind of dents or dings or nicks or scratches or anything at all on the surface of that blade that would indicate to you that I had even used that knife? You might want to pass that along to everybody else. Everybody, take a look at that knife. Guys, I told you just here a couple of minutes ago that that knife was forged and tempered 410 grade surgical stainless steel. Folks, all that is, that's just a big old fancy way of saying that the metal in that blade is harder than the metal in a hammer. And it's definitely harder than anything that you will ever cut in your kitchen. And probably the hardest thing that you've got in your kitchen right now is that big old roast that is sitting right in your freezer. Now let's say you've got company coming over and you've only got enough people to serve that much food. So what do? You take that roast out of the freezer, you pop it into the kitchen sink. It is going to take a long time to defrost. And when you're finally done defrosting, you slice off what it is you need, and then you take the rest of that roast and you put it in the refrigerator. Folks, you're going to have to keep pretty good track of that roast, because if you forget about it and you come back a few days later and open up that refrigerator, whoa, chances are pretty good that now you've got something to throw away. Folks, stop doing that. What I want you to do is you take your roast out of the freezer and then you take your great big beautiful brand new gourmet knife and you slice off only the amount of frozen meat that you need. And then, folks, you take the rest of that roast and you put it right back where it belongs in the freezer, And guys, I guarantee you, you're going to save yourself a lot of defrosting time, and you're going to save yourself a lot of money. And folks, you have just watched me cut into a board. You just saw me cut into a steel hammer. How many of you folks, if you were to do this at home with one of your own carving knives, would still be holding a sharp knife in your hand right now? How many of you think my knife is still sharp? Guys, you're betting on a strong horse, because this knife is as sharp as it was the day that it came out of the box. And it's going to be this sharp a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. Folks, the knives are guaranteed forever. How many of you think this is a pretty cool knife?
Yes, it is.
How many of you think you might like to have one?
Yeah.
What's the $1 million question, folks? How much does the knife cost? All right, the knives are not available for sale on the shelves here at Sam's Club, but Sam's Club is the only place where you can get one of these knives. I'll explain how that works. Name of my company, Hessler Worldwide. We have been manufacturing these knives exclusively for Sam's Club for the last 12 years. And what Sam's Club has us do as part of that partnership is we go from Sam's Club to Sam's Club to Sam's Club all over the country, showing the knives. Folks, when I leave a club, the knives go with me. Now there's a knife right now on late night TV. It looks a little bit like this. It's got an 8-inch blade. The blade is serrated, but folks, that blade is super thin, and they have attached it to a big old plastic handle. They want $49.95 for that knife, and they want you to give them another $8.95 shipping and handling. You'll get your knife in about 4 to 6 weeks. Now they're going to give you a second knife for free. But folks, they want another $8.95 shipping and handling to pick up the second knife and put it in the same box as the first one. Guys, how many of you have been watching those ads running on late night TV? All right, you know the drill. You want a knife, it's going to cost you 70 bucks. When it comes, it will have a thin blade and a big old funky plastic handle. And guys, 4 to 6 weeks, that means you're going to get your knife about a month and a half after you ordered it. The gourmet knife, $49.88. $49.88. Now that is a fixed and published price, and there is nothing that I can do about it. What I can do, however, actually what Sam's Club has instructed me to do is to go ahead and to give all of you a second gourmet knife to go along with that first one. Absolutely free. They have also told me to go ahead and give you two $20 utility knives. Now these are forged and tempered surgical steel from tip to tip. Just like the carving knives, they're perfect for fruits, vegetables, cheese platters, strawberries. You will love the way they fit right into the palm of your hands. And folks, they never go dull. Let's do some fast math. We got $50, we got $100, we got $120, we got $140. Everybody gets a paring knife for coming over here and putting up with me today. $145 with a cutlery, $49.88. Who thinks that's a pretty good deal? All right, do you come to shop at Sam's Club for good deals, or do you want a great deal today? Folks, I'm going to put together a super deal for you. This is the gourmet chef's knife. It is forged and tempered, 410 gauge surgical stainless steel from tip to tip. The workhorse of your kitchen, the knife that you are using every day for all your chopping, your dicing, and your slicing. It's a $50 knife, folks. Absolutely free. I have also got a super sharp fillet knife. This is the sharpest knife in the set. This is the knife that you're using for trimming the fat off your various cuts of meat. Your steaks, your chops, use it for your bone chicken. Folks, it's a fillet knife. I'm going to fillet a tomato. Don't be laughing at me. I am not allowed to keep fish under here. Oh, look! Folks, I'm going to try something here. Wow. Look at this. This fillet knife is so sharp that I can actually fillet the fillet. There is a slice of tomato that McDonald's would be proud to put on anybody's hamburger. Folks, if I can fillet the fillet of a tomato with this knife, you think maybe you could cut the head and tail off a fish and fillet it? Yes, you can, and you are looking right now at a $50 fillet knife, and it is absolutely free. And let's do that math again real fast. We got $50, we got $100, we got $150, we've got $200, we've got $220, $240, $245 with a cutlery, all of it guaranteed forever. Folks, for the price of a single knife, $49.88. Now, who thinks I put together a super deal for you here today? Folks, I've been testing you. I know you all sit up and you like to watch infomercials on late night TV. Guys, what do they say on all the late night TV commercials?
Go away.
But wait, that's not all. Guys, this is a whisk. This isn't the kind of whisk that takes a lot of elbow grease and wrist action. This is the Robo Whisk, and this is the sweetest little gadget you will ever have in your kitchen. It is perfect for sauces and gravies, for scrambled eggs, for fruit smoothies, for protein drinks, for fluffy omelets, for whipped cream. Folks, you could even make a dynamite cappuccino. You take a third of a cup of warm milk, you froth that up real quick, you pour on the coffee, you sprinkle a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of cinnamon on top. Folks, that is a cup of cappuccino, and I just saved you all $5 and a trip to Starbucks. The Robo Whisk right now is $30 at Bed Bath & Beyond. Folks, today it is, let's hear it, absolutely free. Guys, doesn't get any better than this. You got $275 worth of cutlery, and each and every single one of those 7 pieces guaranteed forever, all for the price of a single knife, $49.88. All right, guys, now, I've got something to show you real quick. This is a 19-piece set that we call the Ultra. If you're looking for a set that's a little bit more elaborate. Folks, this is everything that I've just demonstrated, all 7 pieces, but we have also included 10 serrated steak knives forged in tempered surgical steel from tip to tip, just like all of our cutlery. And folks, we've even included a Japanese Santoku knife. Any of you watch Rachel Ray cook on TV? She uses a beveled vegetable knife just like this one. What you do is after you've done your dicing, your slicing, and your chopping, you can stir fry right in the wok or the pot with that fabulous little knife. And everything comes on a beautiful rubber wood display case. Rubber wood is wood that is made from a rubber tree. It's a real resilient, water-resistant wood. Folks, real easy wash and clean up. Take a look at this, guys. It even drains. And because it's rubber wood, you will never have to worry about that wood warping. It's so beautiful, you can lay it right out on the kitchen counter, and it's so compact if you want to slip it into your drawer. Let's say you got children or grandchildren you have to worry about. You can do that. Folks, these sets are $149.88. Maybe you have a wedding that you're going to this summer. Guys, today is Mother's Day. Maybe you want to give somebody a really nice gift. What the heck, guys? Maybe you want to give yourself a real nice present. For less than $150, you're getting a $450 set of cutlery, $149.88 on the big sets. If anybody is interested, folks, you purchase cutlery today, you're not buying it from me, you're buying it directly from Sam's Club. I stand up here and demonstrate the knives, folks. I don't sell it, you're buying from Sam's. Now, what you do is you take these sets up, you run them through checkout, use your Scan and Go, your Sam's Club app. However it is you normally do business with Sam's, same in-house policies are in effect on these knives as would be on anything that you purchase from Sam's Club. Guys, you're not buying the knives from me, you're buying directly from Sam. Let's open up a pack here real quick, and I'm going to show you the packaging, and then we are all done. The very first thing that you're going to see, folks, is that forever guarantee that we talked about right at the very beginning of the presentation. Now, the set is 2-tiered. The first set has got your carving knives and your utility knives. The second tier has got that super sharp fillet knife and your Robo Whisk and your chef's knife. All of it, folks, real beautifully packaged. All 7 pieces came right out of that little box. It's real compact, it's easy to deal with. And folks, while I've been standing up here talking, if any of you have been thinking about maybe purchasing a set of these knives to give as a gift, folks, you couldn't pick a better gift. Because every time somebody uses one of these knives, they're going to think about you, and they're going to think about the lovely gift that you gave them. And since these knives are guaranteed forever, those are memories that will last for many, many years. Folks, the sets are $49.88. You're getting $270 worth of cutlery. Who is going to break the ice and pick up on the first set here today? Who would like a set? Anybody want a set? Folks, you cannot go wrong. We've got $270 worth of cutlery for less than a $50 bill. Anybody want a set? Anybody gonna get a set? Anybody gonna pick up on a set? Folks, you can't go wrong. Who else but Hessler and Sam's Club would guarantee something forever? These knives are indestructible. Anybody want a set? Okay, guys, I know you're still thinking about it because I can actually smell something burning. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn these knives around. And if anybody would like to come up here and work with them, please feel free to do that. If you've got any questions, please ask me. And while we're doing that, folks, I'm going to start passing out the free paring knives. Come on up here. As soon as I see a ticket hit the deck, you got a paring knife. There you go. Thank you so much for coming, guys. Thank you so much for coming, sir.